Hey everyone, this is Ring Authority News, your home for non-stop WWE energy. Subscribe now and let's dive right into the ring. Something electric happened on WWE RAW tonight. The kind of moment that makes the crowd go quiet before erupting in chaos. Backstage, in a dimly lit locker room filled with tension you could feel through the screen, Paul Heyman walked straight into Jey Uso's space, without a knock, without hesitation, and dropped a message that could reshape WWE's entire landscape. This wasn't a routine conversation or one of Heyman's trademark mind games. It was something darker, sharper, and far more personal. When Heyman speaks, every word has a purpose, and tonight, his purpose was clear. The bloodline is stirring again, and nothing in WWE will ever be the same. An unexpected confrontation. The camera cut to Jey Uso's locker room. You could hear the low hum of the crowd even from backstage, the anticipation building. Jey was still coming down from his match earlier that night, towel around his neck, eyes fixed on the floor, when Heyman stepped in, calm but commanding. The room instantly felt colder. Heyman, known for his eerie composure, started by breaking the ice in his own peculiar way. "You were always my favorite, Uso." It sounded flattering at first, but fans knew what was coming. Heyman's compliments are never just compliments. They're warnings wrapped in velvet. The calm before the storm. Heyman's tone shifted within seconds. The friendly words turned sharp. He asked Jey why he would ever align himself with CM Punk, the very man who just 2 nights ago kept him from walking out as a champion. The question hit hard because Heyman didn't need to say what he really meant. He was planting seeds of doubt, reminding Jey of his history with betrayal, his past with Roman Reigns, and the bloodline's complicated legacy of control. Jey didn't flinch. He looked straight at Heyman and said, "Punk faced me man to man, no tricks. I respect that." That line drew a reaction across the arena, even backstage. It wasn't just an answer, it was a statement. For the first time, Jey wasn't looking for approval. He wasn't playing anyone's game. He was standing on his own. And for Heyman, that defiance was both a disappointment and a threat. The return of the bloodline's Shadow Heyman didn't stop there. His voice lowered, almost to a whisper, the kind of tone that freezes the air. "That isn't what Roman would do," he said. And with that, the tension in the room exploded. The mention of Roman Reigns, even off-screen, changes everything. It was like Heyman had invoked a ghost, one whose presence still looms large over everyone connected to him. Then came the line that stopped Jey cold. "The leashes are off." It's war. It wasn't just a threat, it was a declaration. Heyman made it clear that the bloodline's patience had run out, that the rules were gone, and that every superstar who stood in their way, including Jey Uso, was fair game. The message was unmistakable. War was coming, and no one would be spared. Jey Uso stands alone. But if Heyman expected Jey to cower, he miscalculated. Jey took a step closer, staring down the man who once helped orchestrate his family's dominance. He didn't yell. He didn't back down. He just said, quietly but firmly, "I don't care what anyone else says." That single line might go down as one of Jey Uso's defining moments, a declaration of independence in a world that thrives on allegiance. It was the moment he truly separated himself from the bloodline's shadow. For months, Jey has been walking the line between loyalty and liberation. He's carried the burden of being Roman's right hand, Jimmy's brother, and Heyman's pawn. But tonight, he looked like a man finally free. The defiance in his tone wasn't arrogance, it was clarity, and it left Heyman with nothing more to say. The war that's about to begin. As Heyman left the locker room, the camera lingered on Jey's face, a mixture of resolve and anticipation. The message was clear. The bloodline is reawakening, and Jey Uso has chosen his side. The confrontation didn't need punches or broken tables to make an impact. It was psychological warfare at its finest. Heyman planted the seed, but Jey refused to let it take root. Still, fans know how this story goes. When Heyman says, "The leashes are off," he's not bluffing. Somewhere, Roman Reigns is watching. Somewhere, Solo Sikoa is waiting for orders. And somewhere, the next chapter of this war is already being written. The Bloodline has always operated like a chess game, every move precise, every consequence inevitable. Tonight felt like the board being reset. The question of loyalty. Jey Uso's loyalty has always been his most complex trait. He's loyal to family, but he's also loyal to truth, and those two things rarely align in WWE. Aligning with CM Punk might look like rebellion to some, but to Jey, it's a statement about respect. Punk represents everything the Bloodline tried to suppress: independence, honesty, and the courage to challenge authority. For Jey to stand beside him is to stand against everything that once defined him. It's not just a storyline twist, it's personal evolution. And that's why Heyman's visit wasn't random, it was strategic. He knows that Jey's loyalty is both his strength and his weakness. If he can't break Jey's spirit, he can at least isolate him. That's how the Bloodline always wins, not through brute force, but through manipulation and division. Tonight's confrontation was the first move in a much bigger psychological war. Roman's looming return. The most chilling part of the entire exchange wasn't Heyman's words. It was what they implied. That isn't what Roman would do. The line felt like foreshadowing. It's no secret that Roman Reigns' return has been building in the background, and now it feels inevitable. The question isn't if he's coming back. It's when and what version of Roman we'll see. Will he return as the calm, calculating tribal chief, or as a man enraged by disobedience? If Heyman's tone is any indication, the next phase of the Bloodline saga could be the most dangerous yet. And when Roman does return, the first person standing in his path may very well be Jey Uso, the brother who walked away and dared to defy the empire he helped build. The weight of independence. Jey Uso's choice to stand alone isn't just bravery, it's risk. In WWE's world, going solo means you don't just fight opponents. You fight politics, alliances, and legacies. Every step he takes now will be watched by the Bloodline, by Punk, and by fans waiting to see if he can survive without a family or a faction behind him. The road ahead is uncertain. But that's what makes this story so compelling. Jey isn't trying to be the biggest star in the room. He's trying to be his own man in a world that keeps trying to define him by others. What comes next? The confrontation between Paul Heyman and Jey Uso may be over, but its ripple effects are only beginning. Heyman's words were calculated, and Jey's response was fearless. But as history has shown, defying the Bloodline never ends quietly. Jey has drawn a line in the sand, and with Roman Reigns' return on the horizon, that line could soon turn into a battlefield. For now, all we can do is wait. Because in WWE, wars aren't always fought in the ring. Sometimes they begin with a whisper, a stare, or a single chilling sentence. The leashes are off,